Hello, and a very warm welcome back to Grow English Mastery. My name is Scarlett. In our modern world, artificial intelligence, or AI, is everywhere. When you ask Siri or Alexa for the weather, that's AI. When YouTube recommends a new video for you to watch, that's AI. When you type a search into Google and it predicts what you're going to ask, that's also AI. These tools have become a normal part of our daily lives, but the technology behind them is moving and developing incredibly fast. Today, we are going to look at what many people are calling the next generation of artificial intelligence from one of the biggest technology companies in the world. We are going to take a deep dive into Google's family of advanced AI models, known as Gemini. You have likely heard the name Gemini, perhaps as a chatbot or an assistant on your phone. But it is so much more than that. It represents a fundamental shift in how AI is designed and what it is capable of doing. So, our big questions for today's comprehensive lesson are: what exactly is Gemini? What makes it so different and so much more powerful than previous AI models? And how is this technology beginning to change the way we interact with the digital world? This is a fascinating topic, and by the end of our 40-minute lesson, you will have a clear and deep understanding of this revolutionary technology. We will explore the different versions of Gemini, from the small model that lives on your phone to the super powerful model that lives in giant data centers. We will discover its amazing superpowers, especially its ability to understand not just text, but also images, audio, and video all at once. We will learn 10 essential vocabulary words to help you talk confidently about AI. And our grammar focus will be on a fundamental and incredibly useful tense, the present simple, which we use to talk about facts and abilities. Get ready to explore the future of artificial intelligence. Let's begin. Part 1. What is Gemini? The multimodal revolution. So, let's start with the most basic question. What is Gemini? Gemini is a family of large language models and multimodal AI models created by the scientists and engineers at Google AI. It was officially launched in December 2023. And it was designed from the very beginning to be Google's next-generation AI, capable of surpassing older models in many important ways. To understand what makes Gemini so special, we need to understand one very important keyword: multimodal. This is the secret to Gemini's power. Imagine you go to the doctor. You don't go to one doctor for your eyes, another doctor for your ears, and a third doctor for your voice. You go to one general doctor who can understand all the information from your body at the same time. Most older AI models were like specialist doctors. One AI model was an expert at text. Another AI was an expert at creating images. One was an expert at understanding audio. They were very good at their one specific job or one modality. A multimodal AI like Gemini is like a general doctor. It is designed from its very core to understand, operate on, and combine many different types of information simultaneously. It can process text, images, audio, video, and even computer code all together. Let me give you a clearer example. Imagine you show Gemini a video of a child's birthday party. The video has people talking, music playing, and a cake with candles on it. An older, text-only AI might be able to listen to the audio and write down the words of the Happy Birthday song. But a multimodal AI like Gemini can do so much more. It can watch the video and see the smiling faces and the number of candles on the cake. It can listen to the audio and understand not just the song, but the sounds of people laughing in the background. And it can read the text on a banner that says, "Happy 6th birthday, Anna." Gemini can then combine all of this information to give you a complete and nuanced understanding. You could ask it, "How old is the child turning?" And it would know the answer is 6 by seeing the candles and reading the banner. You could ask, "What is the general mood of this event?" And it would know the mood is happy based on the music and the sounds of laughter. This ability to connect different senses and different types of information is what makes Gemini more human-like and much more powerful than its predecessors. Beyond its multimodality, Gemini was designed with a few other key characteristics in mind. It is built for high performance, meaning it is very fast and accurate. It is also highly scalable. The word scalable means that it can be adapted to work in many different sizes. This is why it's a family of models. And finally, it has advanced reasoning capabilities, which means it's not just repeating information. It is designed to think, solve complex problems, and draw logical conclusions. Part 2. Meet the Gemini family. Nano, Pro, and Ultra. Because Gemini is scalable, Google has created 3 main versions, or sizes, to suit different needs. It's helpful to think of them as 3 siblings in a family, each with their own special talents. First, we have Gemini Nano. As the name suggests, Nano is the smallest and most efficient version in the family. You can think of Gemini Nano as a small, fast, and clever ninja that lives directly on your mobile device, like a Google Pixel smartphone. The most important thing about Nano is that it can work on-device. This means it does not need a constant internet connection to perform its tasks. It's designed for jobs that need to happen very quickly, with low latency. Latency is the delay before a transfer of data begins. Because it's right there on your phone, its responses are almost instant. Some of the tasks Gemini Nano is perfect for include suggesting smart replies in your messaging apps, summarizing a text article that you have open on your screen, or checking your grammar in a note you are writing. It's your private, offline AI assistant. Next in the family is Gemini Pro. This is the mid-sized version, and you can think of it as the powerful and versatile workhorse of the family. Gemini Pro is all about balancing strong performance with wide accessibility. It is much more powerful than Nano, but it doesn't require the massive computer power of the largest model. This is the version of Gemini that most people interact with every day. It is the engine that powers the main Gemini chatbot, which was formerly known as Bard. It's strong enough to handle a very wide range of complex tasks, like helping you write a detailed business plan, translating a document from one language to another, analyzing data in a spreadsheet, or creating a script for a video. Gemini Pro is the bridge between everyday tasks and high-level professional work. Finally, we have the largest and most powerful member of the family, Gemini Ultra. If Nano is the ninja and Pro is the workhorse, then Gemini Ultra is the genius. Supercomputer. It is the Einstein of the family. This model is designed for the most complex, demanding, and difficult tasks imaginable. It requires enormous amounts of computational power and lives in Google's giant data centers. Gemini Ultra demonstrates superior, or top-level, abilities in advanced reasoning, strategic planning, and understanding extremely complex topics. You wouldn't use Gemini Ultra to suggest a reply to a text message. You would use it to solve complex, scientific problems, analyze huge sets of financial data, or tackle the most difficult competitive programming challenges. Gemini Ultra represents the cutting edge of what is possible with AI today and will be used for Google's most advanced research and enterprise-level applications. So we have the full family, the on-device Ninja, Nano, the versatile workhorse, Pro, and the genius supercomputer, Ultra. Each one is designed for a different purpose, making the entire Gemini system incredibly flexible. Part 3. The vocabulary of AI to talk confidently about a technology like Gemini. It helps to know the specific vocabulary. Let's learn 10 essential words and phrases from our discussion today. 1. Multimodal spelling. multimodal. Pronunciation. Multi-mohdal. It's an adjective. In technology, it means having the ability to understand and work with many different types of data, like text, images, and audio, all at the same time. Example from the story. Gemini's key feature is its powerful multimodal architecture. General. Example. A good school presentation should be multimodal, using text, pictures, and maybe a short video. Business context. Our new advertising campaign is multimodal, with ads on TV, radio, and social media. 2. Scalable spelling. Scalable. Pronunciation. Scalable. It's an adjective. It describes a system, business, or technology that can be easily expanded or reduced in size. The noun form is scalability. Example from the story. With Nano, Pro, and Ultra, the Gemini system is highly scalable. Business context. We need a scalable business model that can handle 100 customers or 1 million customers. Tech context. Cloud. Computing offers scalable solutions for startups. 3. Latency spelling. Latency. Pronunciation. Latency. It's a noun. Latency is the delay before a transfer of data begins following an instruction. Low latency means a very fast response time. Example from the story. Gemini Nano is designed for on-device tasks that require low latency. Gaming context. Gamers hate high latency, as it causes a lag between their actions and what happens on screen. General. Example. The new 5G network promises to significantly reduce latency. 4. Reasoning spelling. Reasoning. Pronunciation. Reasoning. It's a noun. Reasoning is the process of thinking about something in a logical, sensible way in order to form a conclusion. Example from the story. Gemini Ultra has advanced reasoning capabilities for solving complex problems. General example. The detective's logical reasoning helped him identify the killer. Everyday context. I couldn't follow his reasoning for quitting such a good job. 5. Nuance spelling, Nuance. Pronunciation. No ants, it's a noun. A nuance is a very small, subtle difference in meaning, feeling, sound, or appearance. The adjective is nuanced. Example from the story. Gemini can understand the nuances of human conversation. General example. To become fluent, you must understand the nuances of the language, not just the basic vocabulary. Art context. The actor's performance was full of emotional nuance. 6. Architecture spelling, Architecture. Pronunciation, architecture. In technology, architecture refers to the fundamental design and structure of a computer system or software. Example from the story. Gemini is built on a new architecture that is multimodal from the ground up. Tech context. The software architect is responsible for designing the overall system. General example. I admire the beautiful architecture of the old buildings in this city. 7. Predecessor spelling, Predecessor. Pronunciation, predecessor. It's a noun. A predecessor is a thing or person that came before another one. Example from the story. Gemini is designed to surpass its predecessors, like Palm and Lambda. Work context. My predecessor in this job left very organized files for me. Tech context. The new iPhone has a much better camera than its predecessor. 8. Deploy spelling, Deploy. Pronunciation, deploy. It's a verb. In a tech or business context, to deploy something means to put it into use or action. Example from the story. Gemini can be deployed across various platforms, from phones to data centers. Military context. The government decided to deploy troops to the border. Business context. The company will deploy the new software to all employees next month. 9. Inference spelling, Inference. Pronunciation, inference. It's a noun. An inference is a conclusion that you reach based on evidence and reasoning. Example from the story. Gemini's reasoning skills allow it to draw logical inferences from data. General example. From his smile, I made the inference that he was happy with the news. Detective context. The detective drew the inference that the suspect was lying. 10. Coherent spelling, Coherent. Pronunciation, coherent. It's an adjective. Something that is coherent is logical, well-organized, and easy to understand. Example from the story. Gemini can maintain a coherent and meaningful conversation. Writing context. Your essay needs a more coherent argument. The ideas are all mixed up. General example. She was so upset that she was unable to give a coherent account of what happened. Part 4. Grammar focus. The present simple. Tense now. Let's look at the grammar we need to describe what Gemini is and what it does. The perfect tense for this is the present simple. It might be called simple, but it is one of the most important and useful tenses in English. We use the present simple for several key reasons that are perfect for our topic. First, we use it for facts and general truths. These are things that are always true. For example, Gemini is a family of large language models. This is a fact. Gemini Nano is the smallest version. This is another fact. The different versions have different capabilities. This is a general truth about the system. Second, we use the present simple to talk about abilities and functions, what something can do or what its job is. For example, Gemini understands text, images, and audio. This describes its ability. It generates high-quality code. This describes one of its functions. Gemini Nano runs directly on mobile devices. This describes its regular function. It is very important to remember the rule for the third-person singular. When the subject is he, she, or it, or a singular noun like Gemini or the model, we usually add an S or S to the end of the verb. For example, Gemini handles complex tasks. It processes information. The model learns from data for subjects like I, you, we, or they. We use the base form of the verb. They use Gemini Pro. To make a negative sentence, we use do not, don't, or does not, doesn't, with the base form of the verb. For example, Gemini Nano does not need an internet connection. Older models do not have multimodal capabilities. And to ask a question, we start with do or does. For example, does Gemini Ultra work on a mobile phone? The answer is no, it doesn't. Do developers have access to these models? The answer is yes, they do. The present simple is the bedrock for describing technology, explaining what it is and what it does. Part 5. Gemini in Action. Real-world applications. We've learned what Gemini is and the technology behind it. But where can we actually see it working? Gemini is already being integrated into many of the Google products and services you might use every day. The most famous application is, of course, the Gemini chatbot. This is the conversational AI, formerly known as Bard, that you can talk to. When you ask it to write a poem, summarize an article, or plan a trip for you, you are most likely interacting with the powerful Gemini Pro model. Next, on new phones like the Google Pixel, Gemini Nano is working silently in the background. It's helping to provide those smart reply suggestions in your messages, or helping to summarize your recorded conversations, all directly on your device without sending your data to the cloud. For software developers and businesses, Gemini is available through Google Cloud. Using a platform called Vertex AI, developers can access the power of the Gemini models to build their own unique AI applications and services. This is how the technology spreads and how new, innovative ideas are born. And what about Google's most famous product, Google Search? Gemini is expected to make the search engine much more powerful. In the future, it will help Google understand and answer much more complex questions, perhaps questions that require understanding both text and images to find the best answer. Finally, Gemini is being integrated into other Google applications you might use for work or school, like Google Workspace. Imagine you are in Google Docs, writing an essay. Gemini can be there to help you brainstorm ideas or check your grammar. In Gmail, it can help you draft a professional email. In Google Sheets, it could help you analyze data just by asking a question in natural language. The goal is to make these tools more helpful and to automate difficult or time-consuming tasks. Part 6. Practice and conclusion. Now let's practice what we have learned. For your listening skills, listen again to the I section, Meet the Gemini family. Pay close attention to the descriptions of Nano, Pro, and Ultra. Can you write down one key fact or ability for each model using the present simple tense? For your speaking skills, try to describe the function of a piece of technology you use every day. Use the present simple. For example, my smartphone has a camera. It takes good pictures. It also connects to the internet. For your reading skills, find a product description online for a new piece of technology. Read the features or specifications section. You will see that it is almost always written using the present simple tense. For your writing skills, use the comment section below. Write 2 sentences describing Gemini. In the first sentence, state a fact about it. In the second sentence, describe one of its abilities. Use the present simple tense for both. Let's conclude. Gemini represents a truly significant step forward in Google's journey to build more capable and helpful AI. It is not just one model, but a flexible and scalable family of models. Its greatest strength is its native multimodality, the human-like ability to understand the world through different senses at once. From the small but efficient Nano in our pockets, to the powerful Pro we chat with, to the genius Ultra solving the world's biggest challenges, Gemini is designed to be everywhere. As Google continues to integrate this technology into its products, it is poised to play an increasingly central role in how we all interact with information and technology in our daily lives. It promises to enhance our productivity, boost our creativity, and maybe one day, help us solve some of the world's most complex problems. Today, we have taken a deep dive into the world of Google's Gemini. We defined what it is and what makes it special. We met the 3 members of its family. We learned 10 essential vocabulary words for discussing AI. And we did a thorough review of the present simple tense. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the future of technology. I have one final question for you. Which application of Gemini are you most excited about? The chatbot, the features in Google Search, or something else entirely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this lesson interesting and valuable, please give it a like and subscribe to Grow English Mastery for more deep dives into the topics that are shaping our world. I'm Scarlett. Thank you for learning with me today.